Remember when you and I rode the double-decker bus in San Francisco and you could almost reach up and touch the trolley car wires? Well, this is a different kind of trolley. It's a train. It's symbolic of much of why Key West is here, because of the coming of the railroad all the way down the Florida Keys. It's called the CONCH train, and it's really the best way to see the city.
Thank you for that.
I had visited Key West years ago many times, but had never taken the CONCH train tour. By the way, don't say conch, it's conch. The tours crisscross this tiny island. You can see one going that way, we're going this way, and people from all over the world are here. Our tour guide Bruce is an amazing kind of guy who navigates the narrow streets while narrating.
During the wintertime, occasionally we get cold fronts. You guys in Florida, you know what I'm talking about as well. We usually have 2 or 3 minor ones in the Keys. 2 years ago, not so minor, 46 degrees one morning.
The 400 years of history have made Key West a great place. There's the southernmost house in the U.S. beside the marker that shows the southernmost spot in the U.S., if you exclude Hawaii. After a pause, we're off again, making our way through the narrow streets and the people who are trying to find a place to park, legally, unlike this fellow here in the white car. There are murals all over the place, and a lot of fundraising concepts here in Key West. The train moves on, the narration continues, and we go into the older section of the city. Did you hear that? That cock crowing. They're all over the island, and for some reason they think it's dawn about 24 hours a day. And here's the building where Pan American World Airways started. We changed trains at the transfer point, and now Mark is taking over. He's from Philadelphia with a neat accent. He's a master also at navigating the narrow streets and telling wonderful stories. As we passed by the cemetery, he told us the story about the hypochondriac whose gravestone says, "I told you I was sick." It's a beautiful place to live if you can afford it here, if you're Calvin Klein, for example, or if you're a governmental agency wanting to put up a building that looks like this, one that you might see in Philadelphia, but down the street, here's something you won't see in Philly, a home that looks like the bayous of Louisiana. And in the Old Town section, fabulous old brick streets that remind us how important Key West was at one time. You see a lot of different sights here. And there's a turn, and then look. There's the sign. US 1 begins here on its 2,500-mile trip along the coast all the way up to Fort Kent, Maine. Does it begin here, or does it end here? For many people who have come to this city that is as far as you can go on Highway 1, they have found the end of the rainbow, even if the brick road is not yellow. And the best way to see it is aboard the CONCH train. I'm Dennis Daly.
Chugga chugga, choo choo choo.